Today I am repurposing my candle crates that when I bought my candles, I am breaking them up into little pieces like this, and I am going to use them as mulch in my garden. I'm also going to repurpose a egg crate for that same purpose because these materials seem like they'll be good for that. Cool beans. Sorry it's dark. Most of my house is dark. So what I do is I'm just breaking up the pieces by hand like this. And I use an additional crate to fill it into. So each crate I dump out is my next crate that I'm ripping up. So it's just real easy. I'm just ripping off pieces like as if I were to buy a wood chip mulch. You know, I don't have wood chips. I can't lift things too easy. So I wouldn't be able to carry a whole bunch of wood chips to fill up the space that I have. These I carried during the holiday season. I have them. I use eggs regularly, and the egg carts that are made out of wood, I realize I can use as a mulch. So that's what I'm doing. Reuse, repurpose, you know, all that good stuff. I'm not depending on somebody else to recycle. I heard that sometimes they don't even recycle. They just throw stuff away after you put it in the recycle bin for your city. This way I know materials that can be reused and be kind to the earth. I'm doing that. So I'll show you how it goes. As usual, this is my second level. I've been using kitchen scraps for a very long time. And there we go. Here's how I'm breaking up a new crate. I thought I'd show you from the beginning. I just break off a little piece. This has a little corner in there. Until it breaks down, there'll probably be a little critter in the garden that will make use of that space, or maybe the creatures will just take it out right away. Just pull that off. And again, I'm leaving this like this because it might be useful to something in the rainy garden, which is what I'm putting this in. I wouldn't put this out in the summer unless I wanted to use it for weed control. But weeds are a privilege when you live in an arid environment. When you go into desert areas, you don't see any weeds. You see sand and rock and boulder. And the few plants that grow there, you know, they look like they've been in the struggle. So once I get that done, then I just rip into this. See how easy it is? So yeah, I'm putting in a little work here, but the environment, reducing my footprint is worth this work. Some people knit. I am taking some time to make some mulch. I don't know how long this will take me, but I actually have the time. If I didn't have the time, you know, hopefully by the time I don't have the time, I will have learned to be kinder to the earth than I am now, and I won't have so many of these kind of products that are wasting the research, the most precious research of the earth for life sustenance, which is our trees and our rainforest. This is what our trees look like now, and so I'm going to feed it to my plants and hopefully be able to have more trees back from this resource. That's my whole purpose. Now, you know. Here's my trick for growing strawberries, low water in Southern California, and being able to use the same strawberries year after year after year. My harvests aren't huge, but they are consistent, and instead of getting a pint of strawberries, which I've never gotten a pint of strawberries from one plant, I get half a pint. And I don't have to change plants. I get no disease. This strawberry bed has been here for almost 10 years. As you can see, the plants are not everywhere. You would think it was filled in with strawberries by now, but this is how I keep her light. I use mulch. The professionals that grow strawberries in California, they use mulch too. And for a few months a year, they cover their plants so that those plants get a rest. And by giving my strawberries a rest in Southern California, I can keep renewing these same strawberries and not have to change the bed. Yeah, we grow strawberries good in Southern California, but we have to do it as annuals, except for me. And this is how I do it. Just put a mulch on those strawberries for 2 months a year, and so they can have a period of dormancy. They aren't temperature sensitive to dormant. They can take a break for a few months if you cover them with some straw, some hay, wood chips. Would probably work if you do it lightly, but I got this stuff right here, and I'm just adding that to the soil so that, oh, and I grow other things amongst them so that they are not alone. So I'm just going to put this amount of cover in here, and what I'm going to do is take the cover and kind of cherry pick to put it on the strawberry leaves and not the other parts, so that the strawberries don't have to feel like they're in overdrive, and the other things that I'm growing amongst the strawberries can kind of be able to come on through while the strawberries rest, because otherwise they will burn themselves out. The other thing I do is plant them in partial shade, not full sun, you know. So if you're growing strawberries in Southern California or a place where you don't get a whole lot of chill areas, you can create chill areas. This is how I'm doing it. I'm just covering them as best I can, giving them a little shade, uncovering the areas where my strawberries are not, so that other plants can grow in that area. Because if there are other plants in the area, then the strawberries can't fill up that area. The soil won't be diseased from doing too much. And it's like they're growing in good old Sweden all over again, where for a part of the year, they're covered in snow. And when this material digests, the strawberries, being what they are, will eat that material and grow stronger and healthier and give me, maybe this year I'll get a whole pint, because I use hay normally, which is what's typical, and this year I'm using this mulch. So it's something different. I still need a little bit more covering for my strawberries. Okay, so this will give that part a rest. I'm not worrying about being perfect with this because I don't want to kill my plants. I'm just resting them so that they think it's winter. Okay? And so there's my resting strawberries for 2 weeks. No, I only had to do it for a day. Let me show you what happened. You see how the leaves are really reaching? So now I'll take the mulch and put it underneath the plants. I have more there, and I'm going to show you how it looks when you pull it off. See how it's reaching? That's what you want. That's a strong, healthy plant. It only took me a day, but maybe that's because I'm doing it in spring. I have to do it in the summertime too, and in the summertime heat, it takes longer. But they feel like they had a little winter. And there you go. And in another month, I will put more mulch underneath them, because if I planted flowers and herbs around them, but if those flowers and herbs don't come up enough to shade out the soil, I will have to do it with this mulch. trying to make sure I let all the other little seedlings come up there. Yeah. In the summertime, everything's dead, and it's just beans that I grow around my strawberries. Not every year, but every 3 years. So that's easier. But since this is the spring season, and I just want to make sure they're really, really strong, and there's enough leaf mulch in the ground for them. This is what I'm doing. I'm a little late because it was too hot earlier, and then it started raining. You know how it is in the garden. It started raining, and when it started raining, I didn't want to get out here and do it. That was when it should have been done. Should have been done at the end of summer when it was hot. But I am a gardener that takes the summer off. So it worked out pretty well because it happened pretty quickly. I mean, these plants really, really came in there and did it quickly. So that's cool. Kudos to the strawberry plants.